So how are you?
I'm good.
I like your hair. It looks good.
Thanks.
We can just dive right in.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Stephanie. I'm a stylist at a salon loft in the DC area. Um,
Because like to give the audience a background, you were working in salons for how many years prior to
um,
working in a suite?
so prior to working in a suite, I was working corporate, corporate salons for God, like my entire career. My
Yeah.
entire career. It's the first time, like I did some freelance work here and there, but I always had, that corporate W-2 to kind of fall back on, give me that sense of security. Um, being a 1099, being, my own boss and all that, it's totally different. It took getting used to good amount of courage.
And why did you move from a salon to a salon suite or salon loft?
Um, So it was something, it had been something I didn't necessarily know that I was going to do, the sweet life, we call it. Per se, I was looking at, possibly like chair rental and stuff too. But the industry is just changing so fast, and it has been. What our guests, what our clients want is very different from what it's been. And being sort of this veteran hairdresser, it was really difficult for me to see us losing so much of our business to social media, basically. And the problem with doing that in a corporate setting is a lot of salon owners, especially, like the big one, they're just not down for some of the stuff that you want to do, like some of the ideas that, you want to explore with your guests,
And in
and
terms of
especially,
what, like experience or communication, like could you elaborate on that a little bit? I'm curious.
well, like, I mean, I say it all the time, you become a hairdresser for one of two reasons, right? You're either in it for the money or you're in it for the art. And, arguably they're like, oh, well, one yields the other. Like, sure. But what really got you into it is one or the other. So, working in a salon in a corporate setting, yeah, if you're in it for the money, that's great. And if you're just starting out and you're learning, that's amazing. You're surrounded by, all these veteran hairdressers, you learn a lot. But, for someone like me who I've always been in for the art. Once I really got sort of a handle on what I like to create as an artist, I wasn't offered a lot of that freedom to do what I wanted when I wanted, because either I was doing something that was going to take too long, or I couldn't take the day off
So you
so
mean in
that I
terms of the craft, you mean, or
the actual craft. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, for me
yeah,
anyway, you
yeah.
know,
Like
you
it didn't
kind
really
of,
fit within
sometimes you get
the goals.
limited. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, salons, they can be so big,
Right.
you got, yeah,
So the salon,
budgets,
exactly. Yeah, the salon has its needs,
right?
and they don't always work with your needs.
Right.
Um, okay, so what would you say? I guess this is a good segue into compare and contrast the models. Why don't you give me some like pros and cons for staying at a salon versus working in a booth? Maybe
Um,
say three pros and three cons if you can.
so pros, if you're staying in a salon, the there's a lot of if I had to pick three, there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of benefits. Like I spent what 17 years of my life in a salon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, in fact, me coming into the suite, it was almost like by accident,
Oh,
kind of. Well, because it was before COVID, right?
right, right,
Now everybody wants to get into a suite because it's safer, right?
right.
Or we all feel safer, our clients feel safer. So there's a pro for the suite, right? Complete autonomy. Like I've got complete control. I can make my own schedule. We do everything online. Like I can close my book out, open it back up. Like notify my clients, big email blasts. A lot of the like salon suite sort of areas, they offer, email marketing and, like a booking platform. So, anybody that's wanting to get into something like this and they're really worried about, oh, well, how am I going to book my clients? Like, how am I going to, point of sale? Like, how am I going to do all these? How am I going to market? Like, because you're going to be putting on all these hats, right?
Right.
Salon lofts, salon, what's it called? Plaza, I think JC salons.
Suite.
They all offer, they all offer all those things on their platform. So it makes it really easy for someone to come into sort of a suite sort of situation. A lot of salons where you're just trying to like rent a chair, they have online booking available too. Some of the newer places do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's difficult though when you're thinking about like walk-ins. I mean, right now regulations don't allow us to have walk-ins, but I rely, since I'm sort of enclosed into something, I rely on referrals a lot, or social media marketing.
Do you get any walk-ins? Is that a thing at the suites?
I had a couple, but
really?
It was really weird. It was really awkward. It's really awkward. Well, because they're just kind of like randomly wandering the hallway, like poking their head in. They're doing this, and my client's like doing this, and I'm like, hi, what's up? Come on in. We're that's not happening right now. That's just not happening right now.
Yeah.
But you're in a salon and like someplace like Regis or whatever, like people walk by it in a strip mall, or somebody walks by it in an actual mall and they see it and they recognize the name and they're like, oh, they immediately associate it with. So working in a salon in that case, you sort of have, I don't want to call it a cushion, but you sort of have more opportunities for walk-ins, right? Or that you kind of don't have in a suite situation.
Yeah.
Also, if education, right? So if I want education, I want to take a new class, guess what? It comes out of my pocket.
Right.
I'm paying for that in full. I could possibly, some of the suites here are larger than others. If, my neighbors wanted to take the same class as me, like we could possibly, split the cost and just have one of us host it in our own suite. But no, we're shouldering that cost completely ourselves. Whereas, in a salon, your owner, your CEO, your investor, whoever is willing to kind of, pick up the check,
right.
just to keep everybody kind of inspired and going. So and then you've got the group, you've got all of your coworkers,
day
in and day out.
So what do you do about that? What do you do about getting like about network community and like talk about that a little bit?
I open my door.
Yeah.
I'll open my door. Yeah, no, it's my schedule's a little strange because I kind of work on off days. That's another thing I noticed. I'm an introvert and I didn't realize actually how antisocial I kind of was. I really like being in this. Yeah, I kind of like being in the suite by myself. Like all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, this is so peaceful. This is
wow.
But no, I've got some really cool neighbors. So once in a while, like I'll in between clients, like we're wandering the hallways or we'll run into each other at the coffee shop that's a couple days down, then we'll talk then. Or if I'm short something, right? Like, oh my God, I ran out of this color. I'll just knock on my neighbor's door and I'd be like, hey, like we've got a nice group. Yeah, we got like a group text going on too.
Nice.
Yeah, no, we definitely. And then before COVID too, we would do like happy hour together. So no,
nice.
definitely community, but you've got that option to like
right
your door.
right Well, that's good to hear about like happy hours and stuff, because that for me that's one of the big things that I would I'd be worried I would miss is that relationship with my coworkers. That's one of the leading reasons I go into work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we still get gossip in here.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
We still get gossip. there's
Um,
there's still drama, but you can control the dosing, right? Like
right.
I can just shut the door, pull my curtain here. So yeah. No,
Nice.
it's very calm. It's very peaceful, you know. I know a lot of stylists, it's crazy because, you know, we're with people all the time, but a lot of us are introverts.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us are introverts. So, you know, a suite's nice.
Yeah. That's interesting. So what would you? So I think you covered what you really like. What would you, if you had to say one thing, what's your least favorite thing about working in a suite? What would it be?
Oh, so noise is one thing, which is a good and a bad thing. Sometimes I overhear my neighbors' conversations with their clients, and sometimes it's entertaining, sometimes it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, so
And then
I am not
yeah,
allowed to have animals here unless they're
at all.
service. Yeah, I
Okay.
can't bring my dog, or my clients can't have their dog or anything in here unless they're a service animal, you know, and
That can be huge.
that could actually be for some people that could actually be really huge, you know, especially if you're like living in a more affluent area. Like these people, they really like their dogs.
Right.
Um, what else? Uh, yeah, the no walk-ins thing is tough. And one of my, and I'm used to it now, I've come up with a system, but you know, when you're in your own suite, when you're in your own loft, you are responsible for everything, you know, cleaning your books, you know, your client shampoo, whatever, like it's all on you. You know, some of my neighbors, they have an assistant,
Yeah.
um, but then that's totally coming out of your pocket too. You don't have
Right.
a, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
I think right now for me, it's the cleaning,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of cleaning.
Okay, so what do you why don't you discuss your process? You told me that you have a class that you built a online class for people wanting to go out on their own. Why don't you give us a little insight into your class and help share your process with those thinking about going out on their own?
So yeah, I'm in beta right now.
Okay.
So yeah, uh, the business of beauty, it's basically, it's got like a crash course, right? It's a
Okay.
crash course. We all, yeah, we for a lot of us that did actually go to beauty school, they didn't really spend a whole lot of time on the actual business portion of it. Um, and I feel like I only really learned a lot of
So
this
is
stuff.
your
Well, so it's a crash course.
yeah.
So what my class is really geared around is things that you really need to consider before setting out on your own, right? I don't talk about salon life in it. I talk about the different business models. And essentially, when you're going through the class and you're doing the exercises and you're reading through the material, it's sort of an outline for a business plan. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, sort of like from start to finish. I cover things like licensing, your state laws, insurance, you know, what your responsibilities were, budgeting. Um, I compare the different business models like chair, suite, home, you know, freelance is a big thing too. I don't know if you guys are, if you've heard of share.
Is that where you can like Airbnb rent a chair?
Kind of,
Have it
yeah,
there?
yeah, just like that. That's huge right now.
Yeah.
I was talking to their team about that. So you know, those are all these different business models and like the pros and cons of each. You know, I talk about that.
Yeah.
branding, right? Like we're saying that a lot of the market now, we find a lot of our clients now, not by walk-ins, but on social media. So how does somebody, you know, make themselves stand out on social media to, you know, bring in sort of clientele that they really want? That's part of the class as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds cool. So let's just say, let's kind of like go back and like you were working in a salon and you decided at some point you were like, how did you decide to how did you go from working in a salon to making the decision that you're going out on your own? Like what did you do to prepare for that move, and what was going on in your head?
You're gonna hate this.
Okay.
You're gonna hate this. I
Okay.
didn't. I
So
didn't.
it's okay. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was like, I was a corporate girl for like 15 years, you know, and that's just what I knew. And yeah, like I wanted to be more artsy. I wanted to do all this, but like I just never, I was just like, nah. Just, you know, keep on keeping on, like it's just for everything. But yeah, no, I never wanted to have my own shop. Never. Ask any of my coworkers, any of my friends, whatever. I never wanted my own shop ever. But yeah, no, watching how our clients, the market, how our industry even was changing, and how rapidly it was changing I almost felt like I didn't have a choice, you know? I almost didn't feel like I mean, I knew something had to happen, but then I just so happened to get a phone call from, you know, a leasing manager for one of the salon lofts.
Well, how did they get your number?
I was doing some research for a friend of mine, so I was like looking online at different places because she wanted to do it. She wanted her own business, so I put in my number, and I guess I got stuck in their database. But I mean, it was perfect timing, really. So came in, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, you know, let me take a look at it. I went in, and she just gave me an offer I couldn't refuse, and then I sat there and I told her, I was like, oh my god, you know, I'd be an idiot if I didn't take this, right? So I did. Haven't looked back.
Yeah.
Have not
Wow.
looked back.
Well, that's actually pretty funny because I feel like most people I've talked to, they're definitely you know, they sat on the fence for a little while they were thinking about going on their own, and or they spent a year collecting their clients' information, or they spent 6 months writing out their plan and making sure they had all the information down, and you just kind of flew by the seat of your pants.
I kind of did.
Good for you. Good for you.
My son said, I was like, you're gonna hate this.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, you know, I mean, there's something
I
there.
did everything that I'm. It's the reason why I'm making the class. Okay, just so that
Yeah,
nobody else does what I did. All the mistakes, all the things that I wish I had known or considered before doing it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, so
'Cause I got in, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, like I had to. Okay, yeah, we're doing this. I literally I went from salon to, you know, taking clients in like a 10-day period. Like
yeah, wow.
yeah, in 10 days. Like I furnished the place. I got my color order, my product, like all of it, like within 10 days. It was insane. Um, and I have a lot of people to thank for helping me and just dealing with me during that period of just the insanity of it.
Well, okay, so on that note, then, if you could go back and do it over, what would you do differently?
Um, I'd take my class. No, like literally. I don't even mean to be like facetious. I mean, I I wish I had somebody sort of like roll out the red carpet for me and, you know, hand me like the to-do list, right?
Totally, totally.
I wish somebody had just handed me a to-do list. And
Right.
that's yeah, and that's what I'm creating. You know what I mean?
Okay, so so then what advice would you have for anybody going out on their own? So we got so you we understand that your course is going to put them through the process of getting out on their own.
Hmm.
But if you could give us like just some little nuggets from your experience and from your course that might provide value to it and to the viewer's experience, listening experience. Well,
Um, remember why you started,
okay.
right? Like,
Yeah.
remember, I mean, I said you become a stylist for one of two reasons, right? It's the money or it's the art. So just be really honest with yourself and take that, just stay the course. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. I had so many people tell me, like, are you sure? You think you could do it? I'm just like, well, I mean, here I am. I'm doing it. So I decided to do it. Just, we all, these are sort of, just sort of, staples of our industry, right? Like blood, sweat, and tears. Like you get in there, you get your hands dirty, and that's how you become a stylist. That's how you become, a hairdresser. You're used to the long hours. You're used to, like the insecurities, and then, like the small wins that you get. Everything. Like just remember why you started, because, you will be starting your own business, and it's going to take so much from you. Your patience, just the courage, the long nights trying to build, um, building your clientele, like talking to them, because it's amazing. It's amazing once you're here. Um, but it's every much a business, your own, every single day. You're not going to get any kind of reprieve from that once you start. So
Okay, so that's good. I like that too. How about if you had one piece of advice to give a rising stylist, someone who's either currently enrolled in school, an apprenticeship, or graduated within 2 years.
whew, welcome. Welcome. I would say to them right now to clean up after yourself.
Yeah, right.
Clean up after yourself. No, I mean, just in every aspect of life. That was the first thing that every time, the first time I went into a salon, and my very first job as an apprentice back in, God, 99, I think it was. Yeah, my manager at the time, she said, the first thing she said, it wasn't hi, it wasn't how you, it was clean up after yourself. I was like, okay. Um, but it's really good to apply that to every aspect of your life. And if you do end up in a suite, you will definitely be cleaning up after yourself.
And
Another thing is
go ahead.
we are artists, and there's going to be a lot of pressure to do everything perfectly. And you're going to feel, really bad if you do something that somebody doesn't like. Tell you what, you can't make everybody happy. You're going to have a lot of coworkers tell you you just can't make everybody happy. Just remember that it's your art. So long as you're happy with it at the end of the day, then that's really, really what matters. I mean, sure, we like to make people happy. That's why we become hairdressers. But it's on the days that you're not gonna make this person happy, at least make yourself happy. Be proud of what you do.
Okay, I like that. That's good. And then if a rising stylist wanted to work for themselves and be in a suite, and they're still within that 2 year period, what sort of words of advice would you have for them as far as going out and renting their own suite?
Oh, I I actually wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, and tell us why.
Even the most like talented, just raw talented, yeah, just a lot of the most talented new stylists that I've ever met in my entire career, even they would struggle being in a suite sort of situation on their own. The first 2 years that you're on the floor, you learn a lot. There's a huge learning gap. Um, Things that you don't learn in school. like just in your first year, you want to be with somebody to, you know, not necessarily hold your hand, but we all need a friend, right? Just kind of like,
Well, we
you
also
can do
need
it.
clients.
Just keep going, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I would be thinking about like the clientele, building a clientele sounds like it'd be a lot more challenging if you weren't in a salon.
No, I mean
No.
the younger
Okay.
stylists, no, man, their Instagrams are like, like they probably have larger followings than most, you know, they probably have larger followings than, you know, most stylists have as a client base. You know what I mean? No, it's not. That's not it. It's these same people that are on social media looking at these Instagram pictures, they're following you, they will eat you alive, you know, which is fine,
How do you
right?
mean? What do you mean?
Oh, this is too brassy when it's already like pale white, you know. Come, Robert, you know.
Well, you're saying that who will eat you alive? The customers or other stylists?
The clients will eat you alive.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that like dealing with the customers and like being able to like nail it, and
Mm-hmm.
also have heard people complain about the fact that, you know, if you're in a suite, you really got to be like able, your communication with your customers and dealing with like conflict resolution.
Yep.
It's all on you. You
Soft
don't have a
skills.
manager or a front desk person to buffer you between the customers.
Exactly.
Did you want to say anything else about your class? Let anybody know like how they can get in touch with you, or what would you?
Yeah, no. I mean, if everyone just wants to follow me at EX Veritas MEA, yes, it is it's grammatically incorrect on purpose.
Okay.
um then I post updates. A link to the actual class will be up in there. Like I said, I'm with my test group right now. But no, lots of really fun stuff in the checklists.
Okay, cool. All right.
Lots of
Well, just to have a laugh, I want to wrap up. After at the end of each interview, I like to ask two questions. Share a mortifying or embarrassing moment that you've had behind the chair. Maybe something that wasn't funny at the time, but might be able to look back and laugh at it now, or anything.
I had to think about that one. I had a client propose to me.
Get the fuck out. I hope this client has been coming to you for a while.
Yeah, no, and he was like, he was serious. Yeah, I had to think about it for a while and be like,
So you said yes?
I probably what?
Did you say yes to the proposal?
No.
Oh, so tell us the story. Tell us how it went down. Give us the background.
Well, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, sure. Like, I see him every 3 weeks. I'm probably the longest relationship that he's ever had with a female, you know, like consistent relationship that he's had with a female. Why not?
So did he get down on one knee?
No, thank God.
Was he in the chair just getting his haircut?
He was in the chair. In retrospect, I was thinking about it, like every appointment that he had come in, he had sort of like alluded to, oh, when we get married. Or I thought he was joking. My point is, I thought all this time, I legitimately thought that he was joking. Nice. Right? So,
are you still
until he produced.
Oh, he came with a ring too. So that was a legitimate proposal. Oh shit. Oh man. So one other thing, you said you can overhear some conversations. You got anything juicy or funny you overheard in the chair?
Yeah. I heard it wasn't in the salon. It was on set. Come to find out that this other model couldn't come because she was sick. I don't know. I don't remember what the name of the disease is, but basically it only happens if you eat human flesh.
What?
Yo. You're like, I need to hear this. So long story short, she went to Europe, met this guy. He wanted to take her to dinner. She meets him at, his place, and he's like, oh, I made you dinner, right? Everything totally fine. Comes back from vacation, hang out. whatever. All of a sudden she feels just really, really sick, ends up at the hospital, and she's got, this disease.
And thank you for contributing, participating in our interview. I'm sure a lot of people get a lot out of this. And everybody, just a reminder, so this is Stephanie Quinn. I'll leave you with her contact information if you want to reach out to her and ask her any questions or talk to her about her course. And yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you, Stephanie, again. And I guess we'll talk to everyone later. Cool.
See ya.
All right, peace. See ya.